Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm back here with Silver. And what place did you get?
I got third place today with my Subterra Guru control.
And you were cooking with this deck. This deck is...
Absolutely.
I know, absolutely. So, do you have any shout outs?
Shout out of course to my channel, Silver TCG. Shout out to my team, Team Shank. And then of course, shout out to Bud's Place for letting us record here every single week. Really great of them.
Absolutely. And if you guys would like to check out Silver's channel, it will be down in the pinned comment. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, guys. And we're going to get straight on into this.
All right. So, of course, jumping into that main deck, we start off with 3 copies of Subterra Guru. Guru is actually the, of course, namesake of the deck, being able to have the effect of, if this card is flipped face up, you can add any Subterra monster from, or any Subterra card from your deck to the hand. So this can get you your cards such as your Subterra Fiendus. But another effect of Guru that I really like with this is that this card also has an effect of you can target one monster your opponent control, flip that monster and your Guru face down. So this is a built-in Book of Moon, which is just really, really good. And then, of course, the Fiendus is really powerful as well. Kind of having like a Ghost Ogre effect of you can tribute this monster either from your hand or from your field to then negate a card by flipping one of your Gurus face down or one of your other Subterra monsters. Which, of course, we pretty much only just run these 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this just flip your Guru, allow you to flip it up with other cards. Just really good and insane. This card does not destroy, though. I've had so many people ask me if it negates and destroys. It does not destroy, it just negates. Be sure to keep that in mind when you play this card. Subterra Fiendus also has a secondary effect of, when this card is on the field, you can target one Subterra monster in your graveyard and one Subterra monster on the field, special summon the monster from the graveyard, and flip that other card face down.
That's really good.
So this card, you can, and it does not specify that it cannot be Fiendus. So you can Fiendus, summon back Fiendus from grave.
That's so good.
And then, as I said, it's a Ghost Ogre effect. You can do it from field as well. Continuing on, we run 3 copies of the Hidden City. The Hidden City says that when you activate this card, you can search for a Subterra monster, allowing you to get to your Guru or even your copy of your Fiendus if you already drew into your Guru for that for opening hands. But this card also says that you can target one face-down monster on the field, flip it face-up to either attack or defense position, which is just really, really good to be able to start off your turn by activating the city, search Guru, set, activate, search Fiendus.
And that's full combo.
That's full combo.
That's full combo.
It's full combo. Also, another thing that I like about the Hidden City is if you have a face-down Subterra monster and your opponent attacks into it, you can just flip it face up, negate the attack because of the Hidden City.
Yeah.
So you just have that built-in extra little bit of protection from attacks. And then we run 1 copy of Terraforming to act as the 4th Hidden City.
And you guys know what other card is full combo? Terraforming.
Yeah.
Terraforming's full combo.
Exactly. Then to wrap up the Subterra cards, I run, of course, the 2 copies of Subterra Final Battle. This card is absolutely insane, having 4 different effects and being able to set itself after resolving one of those effects. Whew.
This card is nuts.
So that first effect says that you can change one set Subterra monster on the field to either face up, attack, or defense position. So this can actually activate your Guru on your opponent's turn to be able to get your searches. This card, as a Subterra card, can also be searched off Guru, which is really good. The second effect says that you can change one face up Subterra monster into face down defense position. So you can use that either as a defensive play to flip it face down against a opponent's attacking monster, and you can then use the effect of the Hidden City to negate the monster and flip it face up to get more searches. This card is just really, really good for that. Another effect that, honestly, this next effect is probably the most used effect on this card. It says that you can just take one of your Subterra monsters on your field, add its attack and defense position, like the attack and defense points together, and that becomes its attack and defense.
Oh my god.
So this has 1600 attack, 1800 defense. This is now a 34-34.
Yeah.
It's insane. Allows you to get over a bunch of monsters that your opponents have.
And Konami basically just looked at Subterra and was like, what do they need? And they listed these 4 effects, and they're like, put it all on one card.
Exactly.
Put it all on one card, and then let it, like, Scrap Iron Scarecrow to reset it every turn. Like, we're just going to do that. That's fair, right? That's fair.
And the best part about this card is the last effect as well. Just making it to where your opponent can't even, like, negate any of your Subterra cards.
Yeah, just makes them, like they can't even respond to it. Like, they can't negate it. They can respond to it, but they can't negate it.
Yeah, they can respond. They just can't negate. And it's just really insane. So that's it for the Subterra cards. Continuing on, we, of course, run the copy of Dark Magician and Red Eyes Black Dragon, of course, with the copies of Red Eyes Fusion. So, of course, with this deck, you want to be running the Dragoon engine, because even though this card locks you from normal summoning or special summoning, it does not lock you from setting. And because you can just easily activate this card, summon out your Dragoon, and then if you have like the Hidden City, you can just activate Search Guru and just go full combo.
Yeah, full combo is set a monster.
And so you just have Dragoon as a little bit of backup.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. Also, one thing I want to say about this deck as well is you never go into Nibiru. You never go into Nibiru range.
You summon like twice.
Yeah, at most 3 times, but not likely. Continuing into the hand traps, we run 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is probably one of my favorite cards this format. Just being able to go into the draw phase and then or standby phase, just drop this against your opponent to get rid of one of the like big negation monsters, or to even bait out a negation, which is just absolutely insane. Then to wrap up the hand traps, this card is really good. It's called Lord of the Heavenly Prison. Pretty much this card says that you can reveal this card in your hand until the end phase of the next turn. And then it protects all set cards on the field, not just spell and traps. It can also set your, you can protect your set copy of Guru. And then this card also has a secondary effect, which is just, honestly, even more powerful in my opinion. It says that if either player activates a spell or trap card while this card is revealed in the hand, you can special summon this monster, and then you can set any spell or trap from your deck to your side of the field.
That sounds like a final battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just sounds like a free final battle and a 3K body.
The only downside to this card, though, that I will say is that that card will be banished during the end phase of the next turn. However, with this deck, we also have, of course, Final Battle. Final Battle, you just, you know, set this, activate it on the next turn, and then this is going to set itself forgetting that it was set by this. So you're going to be able to keep your Final Battle, and pretty much you just get to plus off of this card insanely with this deck. Well, that's going to be it for the hand traps. Continuing on, we do run 3 copies of Pot of Prosperity just to be able to search further into our deck. Hopefully
you don't hit 6 hand traps.
Hopefully you don't hit 6 bad cards like I did earlier. And that was like my one loss was because I drew 6 bad cards off Prosperity.
That was me.
Yeah. Keep an eye out for that duel. That was
a fun duel.
It's coming soon. Very short duel, but continuing on, we do run 3 copies of Book of Moon. Honestly, I was thinking about running something else. However, just the fact that our cards want to be set anyway, so if your opponent has like Emperor or Valor, you just Book of Moon, protect your own cards. And Guru wants to be set and flipped and set and flipped. So it's just really insane. Also, of course, you can target your opponent's monsters with Book of Moon as well, just to be able to stop plays.
It's almost like another hand trap.
It really is. And then continuing on into the Floodgates. I know, Floodgates, boo. You run 3 copies of There Can Be Only One. This card single-handedly won an entire match against Cyber Dragons. Pretty much, he summoned Cyber Dragon, I flipped this, he could do nothing. It was really funny. Continuing on, we do run 3 copies of Summon Limit. As we said, this deck really doesn't summon that much in a turn. At most 2, maybe 3 times. But honestly, if you can sacrifice a possible 3rd summon just to activate this, you should.
And it slows down the game to where it's your pace.
Exactly. One thing I will say about this next card, which I run 3, Skill Drain. Honestly, I do not like this card in the deck. It actually caused me to lose one of my duels because I activated it turn 1. I wasn't able to out it or wasn't able to activate anything else. And it just caused me to get into a point where I just kept losing to beatdown from my opponent. And honestly, if you're going to run this, I would not run it at 3. I'd probably run it at 1.
Yeah. You could always change it out for other hand traps, too. You could play, like, 3 Droll in there instead.
You could play Droll. You could play You can run evenly matched in case you're forced to go second. But really, honestly, I would probably cut this card.
I can totally agree with that. Cutting the skill drain out of there.
Yeah,
it's good in theory. It's really good in theory.
It's really good in theory, not so good in practice.
I understand.
But moving on into, we're gonna go into the side deck first because our extra deck is gonna look really confusing without explaining the side deck.
Okay.
So for a bit of spice, I decided to run 3 copies of Waking the Dragon. Waking the Dragon just says that if your opponent removes this card by any means, unless it was like banished face down, which has happened to me before, and it's not fun. But if they remove the card, you can just special summon any monster from your extra deck or your main deck, which is really, really good.
And there's a lot of good targets in that extra deck for this.
Exactly. So if your opponent like Twin Twisters or Cosmic Cyclones or whatever, and they hit this, it's just really, really powerful.
Feather Duster, anything.
Oh, for Feather Duster and Lightning Storm, I run Trap Trick.
Oh.
So they activate Harpy's Feather Duster or Lightning Storm. I just say Trap Trick, banish Waking the Dragon, set Waking the Dragon. They can now once the chain resolves, they have to destroy it.
Yeah, they do. That's crazy, Silver. That is really crazy.
Something really funny is I knew that my opponent was sighting in, like, going second cards. So I threw in the Trap Tricks and the Waking the Dragons. And I preemptively, like, Trap Tricked my opponent and played this. So that way they knew I had it to stop them from trying to use Harpy's Feather Duster.
Yeah.
And I ended up winning because I had Floodgates on board. I had Waking the Dragon set. They knew I had it. They just couldn't really play at that point.
Yeah. And the next turn, you're already set up.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then, of course, we run the 3 copies of Dimensional Barrier.
That's a funny way of saying 6 with those trap tricks.
Yeah. Literally, with everybody claiming that this card should go to 0, I'm playing 6 and I'm loving it.
Yeah, I bet you are.
But no, for real, this card should probably go. But I like running 6 cards.
Yeah.
So that's it for the traps that we run in the side deck. We also run 3 copies of Ultimate Slayer. Ultimate Slayer just allows you to target a extra deck monster your opponent controls, bounce it back to the extra deck by sending one of your monsters from your extra deck with the same type. So whether that's Xyz, you have to send Xyz, whatever. But this card is just really good to being able to out your opponent's monster because they cannot respond with monster effects to this card.
Yeah.
So it's just spell speed for single card removal. Really, really good. And then to wrap up the side deck, we run the 3 copies of Dimension Shifter. Honestly, lots of people used to main this in this deck. However, I think that right now in this format with Fluanderies, with Kashtira, honestly, just maining it is not really...
Yeah, and even Unchained can play through it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I totally understand that. I mean, you might be able to like drop the skill drain for it. I could see that. But,
exactly.
But I understand the siding it.
But yeah, that's going to be it for the side deck. Let's go ahead and look at the extra deck.
All right.
So, of course, as I said, we do run the copies of Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. My favorite of these 2 copies is actually the Ultra Rare.
Me too. I always use that. I always use the Ultra in mine.
Exactly. And plus, I just love the original. The main reason why I run 2 personally is because Kashtira Unicorn is still a card. And it does allow your opponent to look at your extra deck and banish a card. So just running 2 copies, making it harder for them to get rid of all of them. Of course...
This is actually your time card, too.
Yeah, this is my time card. So, of course, because we are summoning it by sending Dark Magician and Red Eyes, we can pop 2 cards, like 2 monsters our opponent controls, and inflict damage to them equal to their original attacks. And then this card, of course, just being an Omni-Negate by discarding any card from your hands. And this card gaining 1,000, this card is absolutely insane. And it was actually one of the reasons why I also beat the Cyber Dragon player. Continuing on into the Waking the Dragon targets, we run 2 copies of The Last Warrior from Another Planet. This card just says that when this card is summoned, destroy all monsters you control, but another player can summon monsters, period.
But they can still set.
Exactly.
You just can't, you can't summon.
Yeah, they can't summon, they can't normal, special. They can set, but I mean, they can't even... I don't even think they can flip it.
No, they can't. Because it's a flip summon.
Exactly.
They can set, but they can't flip summon, special summon, or normal summon any monsters.
Exactly.
Believe me, I've had a lot of experience with this card.
And then continuing on, we do run one copy of Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon. This card is just a free card that can pop a card as well as being a 4,500 attack monster. The attack points are the main reason why I play this card, but having that free pop is just really, really helpful.
Plus, it's hard to deal with because it can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects.
Exactly.
Like, it's just big.
It's big, it's annoying, and it pops a card once per turn.
Yeah.
Talking about big and annoying, Ultimate Falcon. Just not being able, not being affected by your opponent's card effects at a 3,500 attack. Really hard to play around.
Yeah. You make bigger than 35 or it sticks around.
Exactly. Continuing on into the Ultimate Slayer targets, we do run one copy of Elder Entity and Tis. Just being able to, if this card is sent to the graveyard, just pop a card. We run one copy of Shin Shin. Honestly, this card should be a Sideframe Gear Gamma or
Lord Omega.
Lord Omega.
Yeah.
This should be a Lord Omega because that just allows you to be able to add cards back, and it's just much better than this. Continuing on, we do run one copy of
the Aggregator.
The Aggregator. I can't pronounce that first word.
Mirror Logic.
Mirror Logic Aggregator. So this card pretty much just says that when this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one monster from the field, negate its effects.
Yeah.
Just really, really good. And then continuing on, we do run one copy of Tri Brigade Ferjit, the Baron Blossom, just to be able to draw two and then put one back.
Yeah.
Just to be able to fix any bricked hands you might have.
And you got one for everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I also do run one copy of Paleozoic Cambro Raster. This card just says that if a spell or trap card, like a set card, is going to be destroyed, you can just banish the card from your graveyard instead, just to be able to protect some of your cards.
Pretty good Ultimate Slayer targets.
Thank you. And then continuing on, we run one copy of Asa the Earth Charmer, and then one copy of Dark the Dark Charmer. The reason why we run these is because we do run Earths and Darks, and just being able to steal one monster from your opponent's graveyard is just really funny, especially when you link it off into your copy of Selene, Queen of the Master Magicians. So this card gains one spell counter for each spell in either player, again, both players' graveyards. And then you can remove 3 counters to special summon one spellcaster from your graveyard. So for those targets, you have like the Dark Magician or even your copy of Fiendus.
Yeah. Something important to note is it does have to be in defense position, so you can't bring back the Charmers.
Exactly.
Just something for you guys to note.
Exactly. And then, of course, we don't end there. We, of course, go into the access code talker.
Yeah.
And with this Link Climb, you at least get 2 pops with a Dark, a Light, or a Earth and a Light.
Yeah. It gives you some plays.
Exactly.
All right. So, thank you so much for the profile, and congratulations on 3rd place with this deck. It's absolutely crazy. It's really cool. Like, it's a really fun deck, and like, it's really amazing how you've taken this deck and like customized it to have all these cool like tech options too. That's really cool,
Yeah,
Silver.
because I've been playing this deck pretty much like, I want to say a few months after Guru came out, and after I saw what it was doing, I was really like getting into it, and I just absolutely love this deck. I love to see how it keeps updating.
Absolutely. Like one Floodgate changes the whole deck, or one new trap changes the whole deck. And like Dragoon like changed the entire deck.
I thought of something to replace Skill Drain actually. The Duruma Cannon.
Duruma Cannon, yeah.
I run that.
Yeah.
Just being able to pop pretty much everything. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, absolutely. I could see that too. And you play Trap Trick for it too.
Exactly.
So, anyways, guys, that's going to do for this one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely check out Silver's channel down in the pinned comment. And we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.